Silence is one of the most underestimated forces in life. In a world that demands constant noise, endless chatter, and immediate responses, choosing silence is often seen as weakness or surrender. But let me tell you something, silence is far from weakness. It is strength, resilience, and a tool of transformation. When you embrace silence after a period of chaos, rejection, or loss, you're not retreating, you're resetting. Silence gives you the space to step back, reflect, and prepare for something far greater than what you left behind. It's a move they won't expect because they think silence means the end. But in truth, silence is where the comeback begins. Think about it. When you step away and choose not to engage, you're doing something powerful. You're breaking the cycle. You're refusing to participate in the noise that tries to pull you in every direction. And in that decision, you reclaim your power. The person on the other end, whether it's a partner, a friend, or even a rival, asks you to react, to respond, to give in to the tension. When you don't, you shift the dynamic. You become unpredictable, and unpredictability is a position of strength. But silence is not just about withholding words. It's about using that time for yourself. In silence, you find clarity. You discover what truly matters. You begin to understand the patterns that led to where you are, and you start to break free from them. Silence is a space where you can rebuild mentally, emotionally, and even physically. It's in that quiet where you start to see yourself clearly again, where you reconnect with the version of you that may have been buried under pain, disappointment, or external expectations. When you take the time to embrace silence, you're also protecting your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, your emotions, or your time. By staying silent, you're choosing to preserve your peace rather than expend it on someone who may not value it. This isn't about punishing anyone else, it's about prioritizing yourself. And in prioritizing yourself, you regain control. You take back the narrative that may have felt out of your hands for far too long. Now, let me tell you why silence is so unexpected. People are conditioned to believe that action must always be loud to be effective. They think power is in the voice that shouts the loudest or the hand that moves the quickest. But the reality is, true power is in restraint. True power is knowing when to speak and, more importantly, when to stay silent. When you choose silence, you're not feeding into the chaos. You're not giving them the reaction they're looking for. You're showing that you're not controlled by external forces. And that kind of strength, that's unsettling to anyone who underestimates you. Silence is also where transformation happens. You think of it like a seed planted deep in the soil. At first, it seems like nothing is happening. It's buried, hidden, quiet. But beneath the surface, there's growth. Roots are forming, strength is building, and soon enough, that seed will break through the ground and flourish. Your silence is the soil, and you are the seed. Take that time to nurture yourself, to grow stronger, and to prepare for the moment when you emerge. And when you do, it won't just be a return, it'll be a revelation. But let's be clear, silence isn't easy. It requires discipline and patience. There will be moments when you'll want to break it, to defend yourself, to explain your actions, or to seek validation. Resist that urge. Understand that silence is its own form of communication. It says, I value myself enough to step away. It says, I'm not here to prove my worth to anyone. It says, I'm working on something bigger than what you see right now. Silence speaks volumes. Even when no words are spoken, there's also a spiritual element to silence. It's in the quiet moments that you can hear your intuition, your inner voice, the part of you that knows what you truly need. When you silence the outside world, you make space for wisdom to emerge. You find guidance in the stillness. You begin to trust yourself in ways you never thought possible. And that's self-trust. That's the foundation of every move you'll make moving forward. So when you choose silence, understand this, you're not disappearing. You're becoming. You're not giving up, you're gearing up. You're not retreating, you're recharging. And the most powerful part, they won't see it coming. Because while they're expecting noise, conflict, or desperation, you're cultivating a strength so profound that when you do make your move, it will be undeniable. Silence is not just the absence of sound, it's the presence of power. It's the presence of intention. It's the presence of growth. So take the silence not as a void, but as an opportunity. Embrace it fully. Let it shape you. Let it strengthen you. And when the time comes to step forward again, you won't just be ready, you'll be unstoppable. Reintroduction is an art, a deliberate and transformative act that demands preparation, precision, and confidence. It's not merely about stepping back into a space or reconnecting with someone after a period of absence. It's about doing so in a way that commands attention, respect, and admiration. To master the art of reintroduction is to return not as the person who left, but as someone evolved, stronger, and undeniably different. This is the move they won't expect. When you reintroduce yourself, the first thing you must understand is that your return isn't just about being noticed, it's about being felt. You don't simply show up, you arrive with presence, and that presence is not built overnight. It's cultivated in the time you've spent away, in the silence, in the work you've done to become a better, more refined version of yourself. Every choice, every action you've taken during your absence should contribute to this moment, where you walk back into the picture with a sense of purpose that's impossible to ignore. The key to a powerful reintroduction lies in transformation. The person they remember is not the person they should meet again. You must evolve in ways that are authentic yet unexpected. This isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about amplifying the best parts of yourself and shedding what no longer serves you. Whether it's your appearance, your attitude, your skills, or your mindset, there must be visible signs of growth that make people take notice. Let them wonder how you did it. Let them question what changed, and let their curiosity work in your favor. Confidence plays a central role in mastering the art of reintroduction. When you walk back into a space, your energy should speak louder than your words. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's quiet assurance. It's the way you carry yourself, the way you make eye contact, the way you speak with clarity and conviction. People are drawn to those who are sure of themselves, who don't need external validation to feel worthy. When you reintroduce yourself, let your confidence be a reflection of the work you've done and the self-worth you've cultivated during your time away. Another critical element of reintroduction is timing. The impact of your return depends on when and how you choose to reappear. It's not about rushing back the moment you feel ready. It's about waiting for the right moment when your reentry will have the greatest effect. Patience is key. Use your time away to observe, to understand the dynamics at play, and to prepare for a return that will catch them off guard. A well-timed reintroduction is like the perfect note in a symphony. It resonates deeply and leaves a lasting impression. When you reintroduce yourself, it's also essential to let your actions speak for you. Words can be powerful, but actions are undeniable. If you've been working on your goals, let the results do the talking. If you've been building new skills, let them shine through effortlessly. The move they won't expect is you walking into the room with a track record of progress and achievement that needs no explanation. Show, don't tell. Let your growth and transformation be evident in the way you move, in the choices you make, and in the way you interact with the world. Another layer to mastering reintroduction is the element of mystery. Don't feel the need to explain every detail of your journey. People are naturally curious, and a little mystery can make your reappearance all the more intriguing. Share enough to inspire and connect, but leave some questions unanswered. Let them wonder what else you've been up to, what updates they might discover in time. Mystery is a magnet. It draws people in and keeps them interested. Finally, remember that reintroduction isn't about seeking approval or validation from others. It's about reclaiming your space, your narrative, and your power. The most impactful reintroductions are those rooted in self-awareness and authenticity. You're not coming back to prove a point. You're coming back because you belong, because you've done the work, and because you're ready to step into this new chapter of your life with intention and purpose. To master the art of reintroduction is to understand that your absence was not a setback, but a setup for something greater. It's about showing the world, or perhaps just one person, that you're not the same as before. You've grown, you've changed, and you're here to make that clear without saying a word. A powerful reintroduction doesn't just reestablish your presence, it redefines it. It's a statement, a declaration that says, I'm here, I've evolved, and I'm not the person you once knew. And when done right, it's a move they'll never forget. Knowing your worth and standing your ground is one of the most empowering positions you can take in life. It's a declaration of self-respect, a shield against compromise that undermines your value, and a foundation for everything you build. This isn't just a mindset, it's a way of living that defines how you move, how you interact with others, and how you command respect without saying a word. When you truly know your worth, you stop settling for less than you deserve, and standing your ground becomes second nature. This is the move no one expects, but everyone will respect. To know your worth is to recognize that your value isn't tied to external validation or the opinions of others. It comes from within. It's understanding that you bring something unique to the table: your talents, your experiences, your energy, and your perspective. Too often, people look to others to affirm their worth, seeking approval or praise to feel valued. But when you rely on external forces to define your value, you hand over control of your self-esteem. Instead, the power lies in building a strong sense of self that remains unshaken, no matter what others may say or do. This understanding of your worth is not arrogance, it's confidence. It's rooted in self-awareness, in knowing who you are and what you bring to the world. It's about celebrating your strengths while acknowledging your weaknesses, because both are part of what makes you unique. When you know your worth, you stop apologizing for taking up space or for wanting more out of life. You begin to set boundaries that reflect your value, refusing to tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or situations that drain your energy. Standing your ground is the natural extension of knowing your worth. It's about refusing to bend or break under pressure, even when it would be easier to give in. People may test you, challenge you, or try to diminish you, but when you stand firm, you send a clear message: I know who I am, and I won't compromise my values or my self-respect for anyone. This isn't about being inflexible or stubborn. It's about honoring yourself and refusing to let fear or doubt dictate your actions. Standing your ground also means being comfortable with the discomfort that can come with it. There will be times when saying no or walking away feels difficult. Perhaps it's an opportunity that doesn't align with your values, a relationship that no longer serves you, or a situation where you're being undervalued. It can be tempting to compromise to keep the peace or avoid conflict, but every time you do, you chip away at your sense of self-worth. The more you stand firm in your decisions, the more you reinforce your value to yourself and others. A key part of this process is learning to silence the inner critic that often tries to convince you that you're not enough. Self-doubt is a universal experience, but it doesn't have to define you. When you catch yourself questioning your worth, remind yourself of your accomplishments, your resilience, and the unique qualities that make you who you are. Knowing your worth isn't about being perfect, it's about embracing your imperfections and still believing you are deserving of respect and good things. One of the most liberating aspects of knowing your worth is realizing that you don't need to overextend yourself to prove it. Many people fall into the trap of doing too much, giving too much of their time, energy, and resources to gain approval or avoid rejection. But when you know your value, you stop equating busyness or sacrifice with worthiness. You learn that your worth is inherent. It doesn't require constant proving. This shift allows you to focus on what truly matters and to invest in people and opportunities that align with your values. Standing your ground can also mean advocating for yourself. Whether it's negotiating for fair compensation, expressing your needs in a relationship, or confronting someone who has crossed a boundary, it's essential to communicate your value clearly and assertively. This doesn't mean being confrontational or aggressive. It means standing in your truth with grace and confidence. It's about saying, "This is what I deserve, and I won't settle for less," in a way that others can't ignore. When you embrace your worth and stand your ground, you may find that not everyone will appreciate or accept it. Some people may feel threatened by your confidence or resist the boundaries you set. But remember, their reactions are not a reflection of your value, they're a reflection of their own insecurities. Your job is not to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Your job is to be true to yourself, even if that means walking away from situations or people that no longer align with your growth. Ultimately, knowing your worth and standing your ground transforms how you experience life. It changes the way you see yourself, the way others see you, and the opportunities you attract. You begin to operate from a place of abundance rather than scarcity, understanding that you don't have to chase what's meant for you. It will align with your worth when you honor yourself. You stop settling, start thriving, and live in a way that reflects the respect and value you've cultivated within. This is a move they won't expect because so many people compromise, settle, or undervalue themselves to fit in or be accepted. But not you. When you know your worth and stand your ground, you set a new standard not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. You inspire others to do the same. And in doing so, you create a ripple effect of empowerment. And that, my friend, is a power no one can take away from you. Moving with precision rather than emotion is a principle that can transform the way you navigate challenges, opportunities, and relationships in life. It's about shifting from impulsive reactions to intentional actions, from being driven by feelings to being guided by strategy. Precision doesn't dismiss emotion, it acknowledges its presence, but chooses to operate with clarity, logic, and purpose. This shift is not just a move, it's a game changer, and it's often the move they least expect. When you act out of emotion, you're often operating from a place of vulnerability. Emotions are powerful. They can cloud your judgment, distort your perspective, and lead you to decisions that serve the moment, but not the long term. Anger, frustration, or even passion can cause you to speak or act impulsively, leading you to regret your actions when the intensity fades. Precision, on the other hand, slows the process down. It gives you the space to assess the situation, understand its nuances, and make decisions that align with your goals and values. Moving with precision starts with self-awareness. You have to recognize your emotional triggers and learn to pause before reacting. This pause is not a weakness, it's a strength. It allows you to separate yourself from the heat of the moment and approach the situation with a clear mind. Imagine someone pushing your buttons trying to provoke a reaction. The expected move is to retaliate, to match their intensity with your own. But the unexpected move, the precise move, is to stay calm, assess their motives, and respond in a way that serves your purpose, not theirs. Precision is about intention. Every action you take, every word you speak should have a purpose. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. This means setting clear goals and aligning your actions with them. When you're precise, you don't waste energy on distractions or get sidetracked by emotions that pull you away from your path. You stay focused, disciplined, and deliberate. This kind of focus makes you powerful because it ensures that your efforts are concentrated where they'll have the most impact. Another aspect of moving with precision is understanding timing. Just because you can act doesn't mean you should. Sometimes the most precise move is to wait, to gather more information, or to let the dust settle before making your move. Acting too soon, out of impatience or fear, can undermine your position. Precision requires patience. It requires you to trust the process and to know that the right move at the wrong time can be just as damaging as the wrong move altogether. Precision also requires clarity of thought. To move with precision, you need to have a clear understanding of the situation and the outcome you're aiming for. This means taking the time to analyze the details, weigh the options, and anticipate potential consequences. It's not enough to act, you must act with foresight. Think several steps ahead, considering not just the immediate impact of your actions, but also the ripple effects they may create. This strategic approach ensures that your moves are not only effective, but sustainable. One of the greatest challenges in moving with precision is resisting the pull of emotional reactions. When someone criticizes you, disrespects you, or tries to undermine you, your instinct may be to defend yourself or strike back, but precision requires restraint. It's about recognizing that not every battle is worth fighting and that not every insult deserves a response. Sometimes, the most powerful move you can make is no move at all. Silence, patience, and composure can be far more impactful than any emotionally charged reaction. To move with precision is also to communicate with purpose. Words are powerful, and when used precisely, they can shift the dynamics of any situation. Choose your words carefully, ensuring they convey your message without unnecessary emotion or ambiguity. When you speak with clarity and intention, people listen. Your words carry weight because they're not reactive, they're deliberate. This kind of communication not only strengthens your position, but also earns you respect. Moving with precision doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. Emotions are natural and can even be useful when channeled correctly. The key is to let them inform you, not control you. For example, anger can signal that a boundary has been crossed, but it doesn't have to dictate how you respond. Instead of reacting in anger, you can use that energy to set a clear boundary or take decisive action that aligns with your values. Precision allows you to harness the power of your emotions without being. Success is a language of its own. It doesn't need to shout, argue, or explain itself. It simply exists, undeniable and profound. The most powerful statement you can make is to let your success speak louder than words. In a world that often values talk over action and noise over results, choosing to focus on achieving rather than announcing is a rare and transformative move. It's a choice rooted in discipline, patience, and the understanding that the most impactful stories are told through action, not rhetoric. Letting success speak louder than words begins with a fundamental shift in mindset. Many people feel the need to justify their dreams, explain their decisions, or defend their goals to others. They seek validation and approval, hoping that their words will convince others of their worth or potential. But here's the truth: words alone rarely change minds. People are more influenced by results than promises. When you shift your energy from talking about what you're going to do to actually doing it, you not only free yourself from the burden of seeking approval, but you also channel that energy into creating tangible outcomes. Silence in this context is not passive, it's powerful. When you resist the urge to announce your plans or respond to doubt with explanations, you create space for focus. Every minute spent talking about what you're going to achieve is a minute that could be spent working toward it. Letting your actions do the talking shifts the narrative. Instead of trying to convince others, you show them. And when your success is undeniable, There's nothing left to say. But letting success speak is not about proving others wrong, it's about proving yourself right. It's about aligning your actions with your vision and staying committed to your goals, even when no one else is watching. Success that speaks louder than words is built on consistency, resilience, and the quiet, often unseen work that happens behind the scenes. It's easy to talk about ambition, but true success comes from the discipline to keep going when the spotlight is off and the applause is absent. This approach requires patience. In a culture that thrives on instant gratification, the idea of working silently and waiting for results can feel counterintuitive. But true success is rarely immediate. It's the result of sustained effort, learning from failures, and growing through challenges. When you let success speak for itself, you understand that the journey is just as important as the destination. You're not rushing to prove yourself, you're building something meaningful step by step. Letting success speak also demands humility. It's not about boasting when you achieve something or flaunting your accomplishments. True success is confident yet quiet. It doesn't need to shout because its impact is evident. When you allow your results to do the talking, you inspire respect and admiration without seeking it. People are naturally drawn to those who let their work, their growth, and their achievements speak for themselves. At the same time, this approach isn't about silence for the sake of silence. It's about choosing your words carefully and letting them carry weight when you do speak. When you focus on action over talk, the few words you do share become more meaningful. They're backed by substance, and they resonate because they're grounded in truth. Your words become a reflection of your achievements, not empty promises. Critics and doubters are inevitable, but they don't deserve your energy. Instead of engaging in debates or trying to explain yourself to those who underestimate you, channel that energy into your work. Success is the ultimate response to doubt. It silences criticism without confrontation and replaces skepticism with admiration. Over time, those who doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge your accomplishments, not because you told them to, but because your results demand it. Another key aspect of letting success speak louder than words is the ripple effect it creates. When you achieve your goals and led by example, you inspire others to do the same. Your success becomes a testament to what's possible, encouraging others to pursue their own dreams with the same focus and determination. This kind of influence is far more powerful than any speech or argument. It's not about telling people what they can achieve, it's about showing them through your own journey. Ultimately, letting success speak louder than words is a mindset rooted in confidence and self-assurance. It's understanding that you don't need to announce your every move or seek validation from others. Your worth isn't tied to how loudly you proclaim your goals. It's tied to the quiet, persistent work you do to achieve them. When you let your success speak for itself, you take control of your narrative. You show rather than tell what you're capable of. This approach is unexpected because so many people rely on words to define their identity and intentions. But when you let success be your voice, you stand out. You operate from a place of authenticity and strength, proving that true power lies not in what you say, but in what you do. And when success becomes your language, it's a conversation no one can ignore. Life is a series of stories, and each person is the author of their own. Yet far too often we allow others to dictate the narrative of who we are, what we stand for, and what we are capable of achieving. Whether it's societal expectations, the opinions of others, or the lingering shadows of past mistakes, external forces can shape a version of our story that doesn't align with our truth. The power to control the narrative and rewrite the story is one of the most transformative actions you can take. It's not about denying your past, it's about redefining it, shaping it, and using it as a foundation for growth and purpose. This is the move no one expects, but everyone respects. The first step in controlling the narrative is recognizing that you are not confined by the way others perceive you. People will always have opinions, and often those opinions are based on incomplete information or their own biases. If you allow these perceptions to define you, you hand over your power. Instead, reclaim the pen. Understand that the story of your life is yours to tell, and it can be as dynamic, complex, and inspiring as you choose to make it. The power lies in your ability to take ownership of your identity, your choices, and your future. Rewriting your story doesn't mean erasing the past. Your experiences, both good and bad, are part of who you are. But it does mean shifting the perspective. Instead of seeing failures as endpoints, view them as turning points. Instead of letting mistakes define you, let them refine you. Every setback carries a lesson. Every challenge holds an opportunity for growth. And every moment of pain can become a source of strength. By reframing the narrative, you take control of how your story is told, not as a tale of defeat, but as a journey of resilience and transformation. To control the narrative, you must also silence the internal critic. Often, the most damaging stories are the ones we tell ourselves. Doubt, fear, and self-criticism can create a narrative that holds us back, convincing us that we're not capable, not worthy, or not enough. These stories are not truths, they are distortions. To rewrite your story, replace these narratives with affirmations of your potential and worth. Speak to yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you would offer a loved one. You are the narrator, and you have the power to change the script. Another essential aspect of controlling the narrative is understanding that actions speak louder than words. Words are powerful, but they must be backed by consistent effort and tangible results. If you want to rewrite the story of who you are, let your actions redefine you. If you've been labeled as unreliable, show up consistently. If you've been seen as incapable, demonstrate your skills. If you've been underestimated, exceed expectations. Actions are undeniable, and over time, they reshape the way others perceive you and, more importantly, how you perceive yourself. Timing is also crucial when rewriting your story. You don't need to rush to prove yourself or force a new narrative before you're ready. The most compelling stories unfold naturally with patience and purpose. Use your time wisely to reflect, to grow, and to prepare for the moments that matter. When the opportunity arises, you'll be ready to make your move not out of desperation, but from a place of confidence and clarity. Rewriting your story also means embracing the power of reinvention. You are not the same person you were a year ago, a month ago, or even yesterday. Growth is a natural part of life, and with it comes the opportunity to redefine yourself. Reinvention doesn't mean abandoning who you are. It means evolving into the best version of yourself. It's about shedding old habits, beliefs, or relationships that no longer serve you and stepping into a new chapter with intention and purpose. Reinvention is a testament to your resilience and your ability to adapt and thrive. As you rewrite your story, be mindful of the people you allow into your life. Surround yourself with those who support your growth and believe in your potential. The right people will see the value in your story, not for how it aligns with their expectations, but for how it reflects your truth. They will encourage you to keep writing, even when the chapters are challenging. Conversely, distance yourself from those who try to impose their version of their story onto you. Their narrative is not yours to carry. Finally, remember that controlling the narrative and rewriting your story is not a one-time act, it's a lifelong process. Life is dynamic, and so are you. There will always be new challenges, new opportunities, and new chapters to write. Embrace the journey with an open mind and a determined spirit. Every day is a chance to edit, to add depth, and to create a story that reflects your growth, your values, and your vision for the future. When you control the narrative, you reclaim your power. You stop living according to the expectations of others and start living in alignment with your truth. When you rewrite the story, you turn your life into a masterpiece, not because it's perfect, but because it's authentic. This is the move they won't expect, and it's the one that will leave a lasting impact. Your story is yours to tell, so tell it boldly, tell it with intention, and tell it in a way that leaves no doubt about the strength, resilience, and purpose behind every word.